Again, there's a great irony to the fact that the left's attitude toward the police generally is incredibly skeptical. The idea is that the police are the repressive arm of the state. The police are systemically racist. The police are bad guys. But then when it comes to situations like this, we're not allowed to discuss whether the police actually did their jobs. And this is a bizarre circumstance. So yesterday, for example, the White House was specifically asked about the behavior of the police in Uvalde. And as we will discuss in just one moment, it now appears that there was basically no protection at the school, that the police did not do their jobs. The police set up a perimeter. The police did not intervene to stop the murder of these children for at least 40 minutes. And the White House, when asked about it, they said, we're not calling for an investigation. So every time a black person is shot under...
This is a prime example of how much of a liar Ben Shapiro is, how dishonest he is, how he doesn't have any integrity whatsoever. The stuff he's saying right now is such absolute trash. He talks about the left and suggests that they don't want to talk about the police and their failures here. Even though they normally talk about the police and their failures, in this instance, they don't want to talk about the police. And then he quickly goes to talk about the White House. Now, to someone who doesn't understand American politics, they would think after listening to this liar that the White House represents the left. When in reality, we don't even have really left-wing politicians even from the progressive squad, right? Now, they certainly have left-wing rhetoric, but they pretty much have been doing whatever Pelosi wants them to do, right? They talk a good game and they put stuff on Twitter like, oh, we need minimum wage or whatever. And they don't tag nobody. They're not tagging Pelosi. They're not tagging Biden because they're not serious. They're just trying to get likes and clicks, right? That's fake. And Ben Shapiro is pretending like that's real. Even the most supposed radical in the Democratic Party are not even left-wing by their actions. Left-wing rhetoric, right-wing actions. Now, they may not directly take right-wing actions necessarily, but their inaction against right-wing actions is what I'm referring to. Meaning, Pelosi and Biden get in power and fund the police. Is there a major fight from the progressives to stop that? No. The squad talk about minimum wage. Is there a big battle right now fighting for minimum wage? Are they even discussing it at all? Right? Are they withholding their vote or doing anything aggressive trying to get minimum wage? No, they're not. So what they're doing is they're enabling the right-wing agenda being fulfilled by Biden and Pelosi. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Less stimulus checks. We're not going to do nothing about healthcare. We're not going to expand any social programs. We're not going to do any big government spending, right? All we're going to do is a bunch of rhetoric and pandering, right? But this man talks about the left, and then he jumps to the White House. The White House, at best, would be representing the center. And I don't even know if I would say center left. I would more say center right. Now, to Americans that, just limited knowledge of politics, they may disagree. But if you look globally, what we call left in this country and a lot of other countries is not so left, right? Even people like Bernie are not very impressive to the left in Europe. But I digress. He talks about the left doesn't want to explore the police officers and their failures. Right. TYT, very partisan left-wing channel. Coward cops reveal why they didn't save the school children's lives. Okay. MSNBC, centrist channel that panders to the left. New outrage over gut-wrenching blunders by Texas police. Texas. Okay. Gotta love the conservative Lincoln Project. Comparing Biden versus Trump. Are they trying to promote the very few Republicans that have integrity? Right? Their plan was to save the Republican Party. So where are the good Republicans that they're promoting? We don't see it. All we see is dunking on the right, pandering to liberals for money. Here's another left-wing channel, Status Quo. Let's see them dodge. Oh, breaking new lies from the cops. Parents say cops lied about the response to the shooting. I see a lot of videos on this left-wing channel calling out and questioning the cops. So what was the basis? Like, facts don't care about your feelings, right? So what was the basis for Ben Shapiro's claim that the left supposedly doesn't want to talk about the cops and their failures. It seems like that's a major topic by a lot of the left-wing channels. Let's actually dive a little deeper. Let's pull up some liberal and left-wing channels, see what they've been talking about. So they're questioning the timeline, which is questioning the cops, pointing out cops made the wrong decision. Texas police struggle to explain the response. So I see a lot of questioning of the police and their failures. In contrast with what Ben Shapiro suggested, the shifting police narrative, MSNBC, Fox News of the left. New outrage over gut-wrenching blunders by the Texas.
I want to just tell you exactly what
Police. That's what liberal media is talking about. Police response raises questions. Cowards cops refuse to save schools. So the only thing that was accurate about Ben Shapiro is he said that the left has a lot of negative views about the cops. The cops are racist, blah, blah, blah. But then he implied that in this situation, they flip. But that is not even remotely true, as we can see. TYT and many others making many, many videos questioning the cops, as they always do.
You love your stuff.
So why did Ben make that claim? Is he just talking out of his ass? Is that what it is? What are the facts that he's basing those claims on? Isn't he the facts guy? Facts don't care about your feelings. So let's see what TYT has to say about him. I guess they didn't play his actual video. They seem to be responding to his tweet. Some tweet he made, must be. There we go. The Texas shooter violated a multiplicity of gun laws. The suggestion that more gun laws would have prevented this act of unspeakable evil is unsupported. And the implication that those who oppose such laws are somehow in favor of mass shootings is morally reprehensible. So in Chicago, all those guys that are shooting up people, they're violating several laws in their actions, but yet they still kill people anyway. So people say it's liberal policies why they have all this violence. But apparently the policies don't matter, right? Because all the laws, you can make all the laws and they're still going to commit the crimes, right? You can outlaw guns and they'll still, criminals will still find guns and still kill people, right? So what's the point of any law? Why do we have any law since criminals don't follow the law? Why have a speed limit? There's always going to be people who are going to speed anyway. So why have a speed limit? Why make murder illegal as if that's going to deter murderers from murdering people, right? Murderers are going to continue murdering. There's nothing you can do to stop murder. Murder is always going to happen. So why make it illegal? Why have any law at all? What's the point of having any law whatsoever, right? Why would we need more gun regulation? Criminals they don't follow laws. Why do we have any gun regulation at all? Why is it that a 15-year-old can't buy a rifle? If 15-year-old really wants to get a rifle, he'll just have somebody buy it for him, right? So what's the point? Why make it illegal? Why can't a 10-year-old go and get a driver's license? If a 10-year-old really wants to drive a car, he can just steal his parents' keys and go drive a car. And he doesn't have the skills, and maybe he kills someone. Simply making it illegal or unlawful for a 10-year-old to be driving a car and requiring a license, that's not going to stop 10-year-olds from driving cars. What's going to stop them is their parents. So why have the law? Why not make it so anybody can drive a car and then leave it to the parents to make sure that they, lock away their keys and make sure their kids don't have access to their cars? Why have any laws at all whatsoever? All you're doing is restricting law-abiding citizens. Criminals don't follow laws. So what's the point?
Have prevented this act of unspeakable evil is unsupported, he says. And the implication that those who oppose such laws are somehow in favor of mass shootings is morally reprehensible. Well, let me be morally reprehensible and accuse people like you of that. Because rather than focusing on the actual solutions to prevent this from happening, you provide cover for the bad guys. Ben Shapiro always provides cover for the bad guys. In my mind, Ben Shapiro is a classic conservative, right? The pre-Trump conservative in America, who I disagree with, but at least you can have a debate or a conversation with. But in the Trump era, he decided to provide cover for neo-Nazis. He decided to provide cover for the Republican Party after the Buffalo massacre. that was inspired by the rhetoric that's spouted by mainstream Republican politicians about white replacement theory. Ben, stop providing cover for murderers in this country. And go ahead and call me morally reprehensible. I would argue what's definitely morally reprehensible, what's actually morally reprehensible, is providing cover for murderers on behalf of gun manufacturers. I think you're immoral. But he also lied because he said that the Texas shooter violated all sorts of gun laws. Did he, Ben? Did he? Where did you read about that? Because it turns out he didn't violate a single gun law. I mean, he's in Texas. What gun law? You can carry a gun without a permit in Texas. What gun law are you referring to? No, the gunman bought the weapons legally. He didn't break a single gun law. Not one. Not one. The gunman purchased 2 AR platform rifles in the week before the shooting, as well as 375 rounds of ammunition. One of the assault rifles was left in a truck that was found crashed near the elementary school, while the other rifle, referred to in the briefing as a Daniel defense, was found in the school with the gunman, along with at least 30 round magazines. He purchased 2 AR platform rifles at a local federal firearms licensee on May 17th, and also on May 20th. He also bought the ammunition, 375 rounds of ammunition on May 18th. So this month alone, he bought a ton of weaponry and ammunition to carry out the slaughter of 19 kids and 2 teachers. But people like Ben are, for the most part, shielded from this kind of stuff. I'm sure he can send his kids to private schools. He doesn't have to worry about this as much as other parents do. So as long as the check's clear, and as long as he can continue building his career off of providing cover for the worst people in this country, who cares? I'll even lie to my followers. Unbelievably disgusting. That's morally reprehensible. To say, no, we shouldn't do anything about guns because I'm gonna now lie to everyone who follows me by telling them that there were gun laws that were broken in this case I think that's morally reprehensible. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
So dishonest Ben Shapiro would easily debunk what she's saying by twisting things, doing the pretzel trick. So what he will say is the gun laws he's referring to is the fact that the school is a gun-free zone or something, or you're not allowed to carry guns on a school campus, right? Obviously, anybody with common sense would know that I meant that you can't carry the guns. I never said anything about the buying of the guns. Now, he said multiple laws, and I suppose there's multiple laws. I mean, murder, right? I mean, murder, that's against the law. So I guess carrying of the gun on the campus and murdering people. But that's certainly not the way he made it sound, and I think that's by design. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. All right. Shout out to Lisa and Ricky and Lindsay. Has anybody seen Reverse? I don't know where this guy is. I haven't seen him in a minute.